Hi everyone, Karen Cecilia here. I want to do a brief weigh in on the matter of a little dust up between Karen Morrison and Minister Babsy Grange. The first thing I want to say that Mr. Warmington should not have come out and this public thing about Mr. Holney should go solve the problem because it's a problem that him cannot solve. And I'm going to explain for Mr. Warmington, for everyone, why him cannot solve. This is not a problem him can solve. Not right now. Him can't do that. The, the Prime Minister, when he names ministers of government, he does not he named the ministers of government with particular ministerial responsibilities, all of them. Minister of Justice, Minister of Industry and Commerce, so on and so forth. However, when he names junior ministers, those junior ministers don't get specific portfolio responsibilities. They are at the mercy of their senior ministers who will decide if they're going to go down to Manchester, go talk to some dogs, or if they're going to go over Portland, go hold conversation with goats, or if they're going to go down to Westmoreland, go sit down in a warm pond and talk to people where make soup. Him alone decide that because the Prime Minister does not attach portfolio responsibilities to junior ministers. Now that might have worked for decades that have worked in our country, because that is how most prime ministers did it. Just appoint junior ministers, and then the minister will tell them what they want them to do. But in this era, in this where Monikisha Bertel call it, brand new something like that, a different brand of politics, or different brand of politicians. In this year, in this year of 2026, that not will work. Personalities are going to clash. Personalities are going to clash because of one main reason. And that one main reason why this clash exists is because the people, the senior people with the power, do not want to cede any of that power to the junior persons who they have already imagined in their mind going to take over from them. And them don't want nobody to take over from them. They want to be there till them dead, which they can't be. They have not, the senior ministers, most of them, some of them, let's not say most of them, but some of them have not yet recognized that them soon gone. Quite a good amount of them soon gone. And other people will take over the ministry because you can't stay there forever. And it's going to need new blood have to be pumped into the thing every now and then. You're not a vampire who live for 300 years and still look like you're 45. That is not how this thing go. The people who are late 30s, mid 40s, early 50s, those are the people now who are going to take charge of the thing in the next cycle. But you, the senior ministers, on the first, you don't seem like you understand that you have a responsibility to train the junior ministers them. Show them what go on. Send them out there, make them go buck them too, make them make mistake. Make them go say some crap with them not supposed to say so that they can go wheel and come again. Them need to learn, not only theoretically, but they also need to learn practically, which is why they are junior ministers. And the whole thing is all about power. And those who don't want to cede any of it, not a drop of it, not even in the best interest of the country, that some people don't want to cede it. We see some junior ministers out. We see Tova every now and then. Tova don't seem like she is a big talker. I don't know if she'll ever make it to senior ministry, if we ever hear her talk. I love to hear Tova saying something. I've never seen Tova give a major speech that the news media can carry, because the senior ministers them make sure them give them responsibilities that them don't get no coverage for, because them don't want them to steal them thunder. Except that these senior ministers don't understand that it's not your thunder that they are stealing. They are bigging you up. They are making you look good. When you send them out, they'll give a big speech and get coverage. You don't recognize as you look good. Because you the senior man. It's you at the power. But we don't recognize that because we are politicians who just come into politics, get power, and rule over all of us, and checks and the power is for you, is yours forever. And it's a whole lot of me talk. I mean, I hold back no argument and specialize in nobody. A whole lot of me talk. Because the whole lot is the same damn thing. Someone are trying to do much better in terms of putting out your junior ministers. We have seen Crystal Lee out one and two time. Nothing major, but we have seen her. The big things is still the senior minister. Him is the big gun, him is the big dog, him is the alpha. And him alone out there soaking up all the glory, but also him also out there taking all the licks. Because that goes with the power thing. You know, we have seen Juliet Cuthbert one or two times. She's in a very sensitive ministry. So I don't expect that Mr. Chang will send her to Washington and negotiate any security arrangement between me and the United States. I expect that she doing simple things to learn the system, and maybe if she's good, and maybe if she works it and understand it and become good at it, we could look at our first female Minister of National Security and Peace. I don't know, maybe we could. So we see one and two of them. I see Donovan Williams out with Pernell Charles Jr. doing one and two things. See Delroy, his brother, out with Desmond, but him not getting to speak. Desmond not make him say anything. And I don't think that is so much of a power thing with Desmond. But the junior minister that Desmond has is not a speaker. Is not a man. Is a man who spent 8 years as mayor, and we hardly heard him. He wasn't a big speaker then. He never practiced himself. He wasn't preparing himself for this, and that's the mistake that some of them have made. He wasn't preparing himself for the national stage. He was just there doing mayor things and in him little corner running him local things, but not doing no major speaking for the country to see him, to identify with him. So there is that. The prime minister have a host of young men and some women under his portfolio as well, who we hear and say some of them one or two of them get themselves in trouble. I've beef with quite a few of them, which I'm going to talk about in my next live. And I that is on my list of things to talk about in my next live before this Kerencia Morrison Babsy Grange thing. I have spoken about the Kerencia Morrison Babsy Grange thing already on a live. I brought it up on a live that we have not seen her. And that's because Babsy love our power. I love Babsy. She's my favorite minister. But she love our power. And she not seed any of it. And the older you get, the more it become difficult to seed that power. It's a fact. It's not a disrespect. It's not quarreling with anybody. It's just stating. It's just a stated fact. It's a natural human condition. The older you get with that power, is the less you want to give up any of it. Because Babsy don't see it beneficial to her to share her power with Kerencia. By sending Kerencia to do anything major that would give her any kind of coverage. But I guess, in my mind, that if Kerencia go do anything it's going to give her any kind of courage, because Kerencia is a powerful individual. She when she go there, she kind of bring alpha pheromones with her. She bring that with her. So Babsy don't want to see any of that, and that's just the long and short of it. That's just the long and short of it. It's all about the power. Now, when the prime minister named his ministers and he named the ministries and give this guy give Babsy ministry, it's a super ministry. Babsy ministry is a super ministry. 3 or 4 different something she are doing. Entertainment, sports, gender affairs, culture, and she has done a wonderful, wonderful job with this ministry. Now, I can't imagine that Babsy wanted to end with just she. Is it that? Could Babsy just want that wonderfulness of Jamaica's cultural icons, them bringing people from out of the darkness? Babsy have done some great things. Babsy have brought back some old people, some old musicians who we lost to time and probably hard times. They're falling on hard times. She brought them back, bring them back to the spotlight, give them work, put them on program for go perform. I can't. It is indescribable what she has done with the cultural ministry and the sports ministry. It is just mammoth. You can't describe it. But she don't want to share it. Now, when the prime minister named these ministers, he named the ministry. But when he names the junior ministers, he don't give them no job. He just name a junior minister to a minister. And then they are left to the mercies of the senior minister to do something. It is the entire thing is up to the minister, the senior minister. When you get up this morning, Wake up when they wake up and come to office and sit down at a desk this morning. They tell up to the senior minister. And as a country, we have operated like that for decades. But it's 2026 now. It's a brand new, new breed politics now and politicians. We can't do that. You have to name your junior ministers, and your junior ministers must be given specific duties and responsibilities that the senior ministers will oversee but can't interfere with. That's just the way it has to go. You can't name a minister in charge of several things and then just give the minister a junior minister and him don't want to give up none of that. She don't want to give up any of that. So it's best to name them. Now, Mr. Warmington now feel excitement. Him think everything is about an excitement. Now, Warmington one of my favorite guy. But sometimes him just overdo it. I guess some people sometimes say I overdo it as well. I can't imagine me ever overdoing it, but Mr. Warmington overdo it sometimes. The Prime Minister can't solve this, Mr. Warmington. He can't solve this. The only way to solve this is for him to have unless him, whenever him go reshuffle the cabinet, him can name new junior ministers, or him can change the junior ministers and then give them specific portfolio responsibilities that ministers can't mess with. Because the Prime Minister in charge of everything. Everybody must know the same in charge of everything. You know? Him not see the power either. But him in charge of everything, Mr. Prime Minister. People vote for him. So now, him now to go interfere with this thing would seem like him going to be taking sides. Him going to get a problem with Babsy, and him very well might get in problem with Carencia. And people, let us not forget that while this is a government, this is also a political party. So there's all kind of political gamesmanship and machinations going on behind the scene from people with different camps about different things with different agendas. So don't get fooled by it. It is not as simple as that. Although I love Babsy, but although in all fairness, Babsy is known as a minister who don't share power because her former junior minister was what's his name, Terry Lang, who was always complaining around the place that she don't give him anything to do and she don't send him anywhere. So him used to complain a lot. So that is a thing. So Babsy have that is a baggage that she carried on her that she don't like to share. She don't like to share the power and the spotlight, which is a sad thing. It really is sad because nobody can take away our shine. She is the person who have elevated our culture and our music and make our entertainment so attractive. That's one of the best things that she ever did, you know. All that when you go to the stadium and watch champs, you know, it is a very professional operation that is being run there, you know, and a chaka no, you know. And that was under her leadership. So I can't imagine why she would want to give Carencia some lens, you know, and make she get to come out and do and say some things. But in spite of all of that, it could be also the political machinations that are now pushing all of this to divide and make it so obvious and chatting all of this. Everybody out there chatting to news media about this. The Prime Minister can't know about it. So if you don't want to go push political machinations and divisions and have currency going out in news media talking and then have Warmington him get up chatting him usual crap and created all of this, then by all means, don't go and go do it. You're not going to change the price of rice because the Prime Minister can't interfere. Not right now. Not it like this. Him have to go do shuffling. Him have to take up the deck of cards and start shuffle it over and then do specific things in that shuffling that will make sure that these things don't happen again. You know, some ministers who have been in the politics for a longer time understand how they should how they should work their junior ministers. Some don't. Some don't. And the natural thing about growing old and having power is that the older you get is the less you want to give it up. That's a fact. It's a human condition. The older you get, with all that power that you have, the older you get, is the less you want to cede any of it, not even an inch of it. You don't want to give. You're the one who want to be in front of the lens. You are the one you want to be in front of that camera, in front of that microphone. You don't want to give that to your junior minister, which is sad. It's sad because it takes away from the government, from the policy, from the optics of what the government trying to do. It takes away everything from it. If that is how you're going to hug it and don't share it and don't train the junior minister. Junior ministers are also about succession planning. And at some point, quite a few of you not going to be around for 4 term. That's all there is to it. Whether I don't want to accept it, yes or no. That is the crook of the matter. Mr. Vaz have made it clear that him not staying and him carrying some people with him. I hope him going to live up to that word. I know Vaz is going to tell some of them, you can't run back. Leave it alone. We need those senior people now in other senior roles to prop up the junior people them and train them to get them out. But look at it. Look at it. The Prime Minister in his 4th term will want to name somebody who's a junior minister now, a senior minister. Can he take that chance unless him do a reshuffling and give that junior minister a chance to actually learn something? And some junior minister can also take the bull by the horn and go learn something. You don't have to go nowhere. You can probably just go learn the ministry. Learn the ministry you're in. Seek out the ministry that you are in. Nobody can stop you from doing that. Learn the department, the people, the functions, the status quo, how it works, how service reach the people. What are some of the humbugs? What are some of the things that are not happening straight? Go learn it. Nobody can stop you from learning that. So if that is what someone want to do, then you should do that. Go learn the ministry. But you don't need lens time as well. You know? So that is basically how it is. The junior minister in charge of nothing. The junior minister have to wait until him come and work or she come and work, and then the senior minister send him a message and say, go on Westmoreland, go watch dating. That could be a job. Or go over Portland, go see, or St. Mary, go check if Damien still have Damien Crawford, if him still have goat. You know, the ministers don't want to give no real responsibility to the minister, to the junior minister. It's a real issue, but the Prime Minister cannot interfere with that. I hope he knows that all he would do is create a bigger chasm. It would get worse if him interfere. His interference should be private. We have a conversation with Babsy and a conversation with Kerencia that will keep them going again for our next year or next year and a half or two, and keep the engines of government running. It will never run smoothly, but this we don't need. This we do not need. And the people and some of those who are involved in all political machinations, we need to quit and stop it. We know the thing going on. We know the thing work. Those who want power and want it now, and those who think that, for them people have the power and all the rest of it. We know it go. I don't know the whole internal semantics of it all, but I know how it go. I know how it go. But it is destructive. It is counterproductive. Those who support Karen said this doesn't help her. Those who support Babsy, this doesn't help either of them. It does not. It makes Babsy look like she's old and don't want to give up power. It makes Karen look like because she's young, she wants power, she's power hungry. So it doesn't help anybody. None of it. But, you know me, if you don't want a full-blown war about it, then just do a full-blown war about it and about with little hide and seek, look foolish. Do a full-blown war for that, do a full-blown war. But otherwise, keep the thing under check, man. Keep the chick and check. Now, hear me now, chick and check. But keep the thing under check. And some of the senior people in the party could it get themselves involved and talk to both parties, talk to both minister and junior minister about it and put it to rest. Because we have things to do or other things to talk about. We have to talk about the British, Jewish, white, Englishman and film shenanigans. We have to talk about the pedophile getting married and what that is all about. We have to talk about, voice notes and groups of meet and plans to mash up Nara. We have to talk about all of that. All of that we have to talk about. We also must also be talking about the fact that the time is hot. I was still in hurricane season. What's the matter with Uno? Concentrate on other things, man. This must not be a distraction. This is a distraction. It's not a distraction, but that's what I want to say. It's a distraction, but it's really not. But I still will say it's a distraction. Well, cut it out, man, because this not going to help nobody. It's going to help nobody because there's absolutely, let me just state it again, there's absolutely nothing the Prime Minister can do. Nothing. to change where it's at now unless him doing a reshuffling. And this cannot force him to do a reshuffling. It's going to look amateurish. It's going to look like him in charge of a bunch of amateur cry baby young people who don't know them bedded from them bed foot. It's going to make him look stupid. So uno need for us, uno too need for deal with it and fool the people. Babs, the people currency, people, my people talk to your people, and your people talk to my people, and the two people them get together and make it work out, and that's the end of that. All right? So let's keep it focused at that. And don't go off the rails, go do some kind of foolishness about all of that. All right? So thank you for listening to my rant. My God, it's a long time I don't rant. This is a ranted. All right. Thank you all so much for listening. God bless you all. Stay safe and stay cool and hydrated. All right? Stay safe and keep the children safe. See you soon.